You ever wake up thinking your day's going to be easy, just you, a cup of strong coffee, and the kind of peace most folks dream about? Yeah, well, buckle up, because my easy morning turned into an all-out suburban invasion, and by the end, even the ducks were traumatized. I'm Tom Miller, and for the last 8 years, I've been the proud, sometimes battered owner of Silver Pines Lake Retreat, a slice of Michigan wilderness I bought with every penny I'd saved, plus a little inheritance from my grandfather. Some guys buy a Corvette. Me, I bought quiet. Trees, water, sky, and a shot at freedom most people never get. Didn't take long before I turned that old postcard of a property into something worth loving. 3 cabins by the water, a couple of docks, kayak rentals, fire pits, and my favorite, those big covered pavilions I built myself with lumber from a barn older than the HOA's founding documents. Most of my customers, just families escaping the madness city folks desperate to get away from their HOA nightmares. The irony's never lost on me because, yeah, my biggest headache ended up being the HOA next door. About 5 years back, I cut a deal with the Willow Creek Estates HOA. I should have known better. Their president was Sharon Delaney, picture the type who says community values with her hand on your arm while her eyes are measuring your fence line. She begged me for lake access, waved pamphlets, promised it would be great for the neighborhood, said they'd put my cabins in their newsletter. It all sounded friendly enough. Against my better judgment, I caved 50% off for Willow Creek residents. For about 2 months, I felt like the local hero. Then all hell broke loose. Turns out you offer a discount to an HOA and you get a circus, lawn chairs, boom boxes, beer cans in the water, diapers under the benches, you name it. I broke up fights, fished trash out of the reeds, even found some genius deep frying a turkey next to the bonfire pit. Honest to God, thought we'd have a forest fire before Thanksgiving. The last straw, Sharon herself, standing there smug as ever, said, "Well, you're a service provider now, Tom. Our members are just using their perks." "Perks," she said. "Member perks my ass." 3 warnings, then I ripped up the agreement, sent a cease and desist, doubled prices for Willow Creek addresses. 6 months after that, I put up a ban, no more HOA members, not even if they brought me a fruit basket signed by the governor. Gate cameras, huge private property signs. For 3 years, they stayed away and life was good. They even started calling me Lake Hitler on Facebook. I framed the printout in the bait shack, wore it like a badge. But this morning, everything changed. There I was, coffee in hand, watching the mist roll off the water, when my phone rings. Guest in cabin 3 panicked Tom. "You better get down here. There's a whole crowd by the lake buses, people everywhere. Looks like a party." My heart about leapt through my ribs. I grabbed my keys, boots, and barreled down the driveway, knowing in my bones that today was going to suck. I round the bend, and it's not a party. It's a damn music festival. Buses, 5 of them parked all over the grass and the road. Tents, folding tables, coolers, kids running wild, adults grilling on my setup. And smack in the middle, a huge banner, Willow Creek HOA Family Day. There's Sharon standing on my picnic table, pink blazer, clipboard, looking like she owns the place. I just stand there, fists clenched so tight my knuckles hurt, and for a second I consider mowing down the whole party with my truck. Instead, I walk into the crowd. And let me tell you, nobody flinches. They're all wearing matching Willow Creek Strong t-shirts, music blaring, chemical barbecue smoke making the air taste like burnt plastic. Some guy taking selfies in an inflatable swan on my dock, which I'd just rebuilt after a storm. Kids fishing with my rods, adults making drinks. One woman setting up a bar in the middle of the lawn like she's at a country club. When I finally spot Sharon, she's got a megaphone and a grin that could curdle milk. "Tom, isn't this lovely?" she says, waving like we're best friends. I just stare at her. "Lovely." "You trespassed, Sharon. 100 people here, maybe more. Did you ask permission?" She gives me this little shrug. "It's for the neighborhood, Tom. Community tradition. Besides, there's some question whether the lake falls under public trust law." She tries to sound legal, but I cut her off. "Nope. This is private property built, dredged, and maintained by yours truly. I've got every permit, every blueprint. My name is carved on the fence post, and I'll be damned if anyone tries to take it. She smiles, leans in. Let's be reasonable. You have so much space in these families. Before she can finish, I spot that someone's cut my chain lock and replaced it with a flimsy latch. My jaw just about snaps. That's when a guy yells, "Hey, are we getting more ice or what, elbow deep in my bait freezer?" Someone's ripped the rental tag off a kayak, using it to drag 3 screaming kids around throwing crackers to the ducks. I get in Sharon's face, "You're not just trespassing, you're stealing, vandalizing, risking people's safety. I've got paying guests scared in their cabins, and you think this is just a friendly get-together?" Sharon rolls her eyes. "You're bitter, Tom. It used to be friendly here now, it's just gates and rules. Friendly ended when you trashed my land and left your trash behind." She huffs. "If you'd kept your word, we wouldn't need to organize these events." I just pull out my phone. "What are you doing?" "Calling the sheriff." Now that got her attention. For the first time, her mask slipped. "Tom, don't make it ugly. The mayor's cousin is here." Should have thought of that before you brought 5 buses and a DJ. 12 minutes later, the cavalry shows up. Deputy Ron, good guy, big mustache, tired eyes. He's seen it all. He takes one look, sighs, and asks, "How many 100 give or take? 5 buses, lots of minors. Sharon Delaney's in charge." He actually laughs. "Of course she is." I hand him a folder, deeds, permits, everything notarized. Always this prepared, ever since Sharon tried to fine me for my compost bins. We barely get through the paperwork before a guy in a pineapple shirt shoves in plate of ribs in hand, blabbering about just enjoying nature. Ron's not having it. "Did you have permission?" "Well," Sharon said, "that's what I thought." Ron radios in large-scale trespass, send backup. Then Sharon tries to file a complaint on me, claims I'm harassing them. Ron cuts her off. "This is private land. You and your group have 30 minutes to vacate or face citations." Sharon sputters about public trust, but Ron knows his stuff. Man-made lake deeded property, no public easements. The look on her face. Worth every headache. What followed was suburban chaos, kids crying, adults whining, buses reversing over my no parking sign. Some guy half-drunk yells, "You'll hear from our lawyers." Great spell my name, right? By sunset, I'm standing in the ruins, crushed cups, muddy footprints, barbecue sauce on my chair. Deputy Ron just mutters, "You really gonna sue her?" Ron, I'm not just suing, I'm burying her. A couple days later, I'm knee-deep in trash when I get the letter Willow Creek HOA is suing me. They're going after the lake, claiming it's a public resource and I can't restrict access. They even want reasonable usage rights. It's pure legal nonsense, but enough to drag this into court. I call Linda Hoffman, retired AG Bulldog, in Denham, my land use lawyer. She's already laughing when she picks up. Public trust doctrine, huh? Cute. But it'll cost you time and money. She gets to work, needs drone footage, blueprints, every angry email, and cease and desist I ever sent. Meanwhile, the HOA launches a PR war, posts on Facebook, pictures of kids save our lake. They even call me a greedy tyrant in the local paper. Linda says, "Don't fight in the comments. We'll win in court, not online." But I can't resist fly my drone over the lake post, a video private property. Respect goes both ways. The HOA loses it. Rumors start that Sharon's in bed with a real estate firm trying to get rights for development. That's the last straw. I tell Linda, let's go on offense. Counterclaim for damages and defamation. Court day comes. Small county building, bad coffee. Judge-only parking. Sharon arrives flanked by a baby-faced lawyer and a clipboard gal who looks allergic to grass. Judge Rowley, all business, takes the bench. HOA's lawyer gives some speech about community values and legacy. Linda just lays out the facts: my lake, my work, no public access, and a whole binder of evidence, photos, receipts, witness statements, even a soil report. The best part, Linda shows the judge a blown-up screenshot from Sharon's own Facebook group. If we make enough noise and prove usage, we can push for shared status. Sharon tries to claim it's out of context. Judge isn't buying it. Ruling comes, quick case dismissed, late confirmed, private 12 to $500 in damages from the HOA. I almost feel bad, almost watching Sharon gasp like she's been banned from a book club. Their lawyer asks to appeal. Judge tells him not to embarrass himself. Linda just grins. Now comes the fun part, watching the meltdown. And meltdown they did. Local paper headlines, viral memes. Sharon's crying face with the caption, "Welcome to HOA Tears Lake." I tried to officially rename the lake, state denied it, but the legend stuck. The board kicked Sharon out. Then she sent me a flowery letter about cooperation. I tossed it in the fireplace, then went out and built a taller fence. Business boomed. Everyone wanted to see HOA Tears Lake. People booked cabins just for the story. One guy paid double to film a reaction video at the infamous barbecue pit, but I made him pick up trash first. Reviews rolled in. Patron saint of private property, Tom stood where most would fold. Even a drawing of me paddling like George Washington flag, reading "Screw the HOA." Petitions, t-shirts, mugs, the legend spread. And through it all, I learned something. This fight was never about a lake. It was about standing up, about saying no when someone tries to take what you built. Even Walter, a quiet old HOA member, showed up with a six-pack and an apology. Sharon dragged us into something stupid. We sat on the porch and fished. Maybe not all bridges got burned, just the rotten ones. Now it's fall. Leaves, blazing red cabins booked out, not a single uninvited soul on my dock. I drink my coffee from a mug that reads, "Highway Tears Taste Best at Sunrise," and watch guests paddle across the water, laughing free. The lake remembers, and so do I. Reporter asked me, "What did you learn?" I said, "Community starts with respect, not a clipboard." That night I lit a fire in the old chair, looked across the water and listened to the wind. No more fences falling, no more buses, just peace earned the hard way. And let me ask you, where do you draw your line? Would you stand and fight or just fold and let them take it? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've ever had to face down a clipboard army, tell me your story. Let's see whose tears taste best at sunrise.